This is Bombchu Industry News for the week of June 14th, 2019. My name is Andron, and even though you already know everything I'm going to say, today we're discussing E3. This year's E3 started off a bit jarring when compared to previous years, but became more recognizable as it went on. On Saturday, EA held their EA Play event where instead of just having a guy on stage making an awkward conversation, they elected to have a group of different games shown off and talked about for around 30 minutes each. It was a different feel from previous EA presentations, but seemed to go over well. On Sunday and onwards, E3 returned to a more familiar format. However, there were some odd happenings that started to pop up. Bethesda, Microsoft, Square Enix, and Ubisoft had some of the liveliest audiences in recent E3 memory. Bethesda's audience in particular stood out as more than a little shady. Many fans were surprised by the loud cheers for some features in games that the majority of fans watching on YouTube and Twitch didn't care about at all. Fallout 76 getting a Battle Royale mode, for example, was met with an uproar of applause, which is a bit more than suspicious. With Sony absent, both Microsoft and Nintendo had a strong showing with their emphasis more on games than anything else. Microsoft spoke briefly on their next console Scarlet and performed a full 180 on Xbox's approach. When the Xbox One was announced in 2013, the company was all too clear that they wanted the system to become a multimedia center where players would not only play video games, but would use it as their cable box as well. Essentially, never turn it off. At this year's E3, Phil Spencer followed Nintendo's lead and explained that the next console will be all about the games. Nintendo, on the other hand, just showed what they had and what new games were on the way. Some fans were disappointed that no new version of the Nintendo Switch was announced, nor did the company mention one coming. This E3 Nintendo Direct was also the first since Reggie stepped down, but Doug Bowser feels like a perfect fit to take over Reggie's extremely big shoes. But enough about the conferences, let's look at some games. Cyberpunk 2077 made quite a splash both at and after the show. During the Microsoft presentation, we got a great view of even more gameplay, and CD Projekt Red really showed that it is working hard to make this title live up to its name. Shortly after the conference, CD Projekt Red caught the ire of some fans who noticed a virtual ad placement considered to be transphobic. The ad in question is pictured, which I hope YouTube doesn't demonetize for, and shows a trans person with the words "mixing up" slapped across. CD Projekt Red has been in trouble before with the trans community, but this time around the studio is standing by their imagery. One of the art directors for Cyberpunk 2077, Kasia Redisiuk, spoke to Polygon regarding the image and explained, quote, "I like how this person looks. However, this model is used, their beautiful body is used, for corporate reasons. They're displayed there just as a thing, and that's the terrible part of it." End quote. The conversation continues with Kasia explaining a bit more on what Cyberpunk is all about and why the imagery was necessary for immersion in the universe. CD Projekt Red has been more vocal about their latest title and don't seem to be compromising on anything, so their vision will be released as close to what they intend. Barring any future events that restarts development, Cyberpunk 2077 is expected to release on April 16th, 2020. The developers behind the Dishonored franchise, Arcane, revealed a brand new title, Deathloop, during Bethesda's E3 showcase. With no release date to speak of, the trailer showed two sides of a long-lasting conflict between what appears to be two assassins. One seemed to be interested in protecting the cycle, while the other seemed like they wanted to end it. The cinematic trailer was very stylish, but also hinted at a looping timeline which plays well into Arcane's wheelhouse. Before leaving the stage, the presenters confirmed Deathloop will feature intricate level design and lots of freedom for players similar to Dishonored. Bethesda had another exciting game to show off from the legendary Shinji Mikami, Ghostwire Tokyo. Ghostwire Tokyo appears to be a horror game, and the trailer showed off a Japan plagued with mysterious disappearances and all manner of evil lurking around every corner. Unlike previous titles, this trailer showed a lot more action with what looked to be the main character wielding a bow and using his own supernatural abilities to fight back. To confirm this change in pace, the final line spoken in the trailer is, "Don't fear the unknown, attack it." If that isn't a hint, I don't know what is. Ghostwire Tokyo does not have a release window at the time of this writing. Animal Crossing New Horizons looks like more of the usual, and that's a good thing. This time around, you're placed on a deserted island, and somehow Tom Nook still found a way to nickel and dime your character. Unlike previous games, there seems to be a wealth of changes you can make, including paving a road yourself rather than being stuck with a randomly generated one as before. The only sad part of this reveal was the delay to March 20th, 2020. Carrion was revealed by Devolver Digital and puts you in the role of the monster instead of the puny humans. Coined as a reverse horror game, you'll eat, scare, and maim all manner of man as you aim to grow and evolve along the way. It's headed our way sometime in 2020 and already has a nice Steam page to learn more. Luigis Mansion 3 was one of the few sequels talked about that showed real evolution from its predecessor. During the trailer, Nintendo revealed that not only will there be a brand new single-player adventure full of new ghosts and gadgets to play with, but also co-op play will be front and center in two ways. Locally, you can create a Luigi that your friend can control by just passing them a Joy-Con. The second mode was named Scare Scraper, which will allow up to 8 players, including Luigis, to clear objectives on each floor as they climb to the top. Luigi's Mansion 3 should release sometime later this year. Tales of Arise was one of my personal highlights of the show. This latest entry appears to be breaking away from the universe they established in Zestiria and Berseria. According to the official site, the story revolves around two individuals who are born on different worlds, but will have to work together to change their fate and create a new future. Previous titles had more of a party feel and really emphasized relationships, so I'm hoping this game continues that trend. I was surprised to see only two characters this early on, but perhaps they're saving some mystery for later. Tales of Arise currently doesn't have a release date, but a 2020 launch isn't out of the question. It's been 7 years since Phantasy Star Online 2 released in Japan, and Sega has been teasing us with the Western release for years. I'm happy to say they're finally bringing it to the West and powered by Azure servers. Now don't tell Sega, but I've played PSO2 quite a bit and it was a great evolution over the original with tweaks in just the right places. It definitely isn't a game for everyone, but fans of the series will be happy to finally get official English subtitles. There's not much more to say about this game except Phantasy Star Online 2 will release in spring of 2020. This week's Indie Watch is Summer Games Done Quick 2019. Nope, they're not an indie developer, but Games Done Quick makes a major positive impact on the community without gaining much exposure. Summer Games Done Quick 2019 is just a couple weeks out, and their speedrunners all raise money for charity as the event goes on. For anyone who isn't interested in donating though, you can still tune in and enjoy the show. This year's lineup of speedruns features Banjo-Kazooie, Borderlands 2, Command & Conquer Red Alert 3, Dark Souls 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, and so much more. I strive to point out the positivity that the gaming community can put back into the world, and I can always point to Games Done Quick with confidence. Summer Games Done Quick 2019 kicks off its charity stream on June 23rd and will last until June 30th, 2019. Well, that's it for this week's industry news. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you around. A big thank you to Gabriel Skaggs, Michael Slater, SortMy.Games, and all awesome patrons for your support.